When they lay me down.
It's the best of the best versus the best.
The Wheel 2-week holiday event continues.
Spin the wheel!
You know the answer?
Everyone is wrong.
Guess I'm bad luck.
Ring in the new year by dining at the Rhinelander Cafe and Pub New Year's Eve. Call now for your reservations. We are offering a limited menu of your favorite entrees and look forward to welcoming you as you welcome 2023.
New set, new look, Newswatch 12. Our team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the North Woods. We are committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. NBC Newswatch 12. News from where you live. Dan, Jessica, and Jeff bring you the news and weather from where you live weeknights.
Straight ahead, a woman is being recognized for her years of service. We'll explain the impact she's made on her community. Plus, law enforcement are out in full force this holiday weekend. We'll have a look at what they're doing and how to stay safe on roadways. And a nonprofit is keeping kids active in the winter. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
Newswatch 12 with Jessica Jukic and Conrad Sapinski.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 12 at 6. I'm Jessica Jukic. A community leader is retiring after 15 plus years of service, but her mission will continue. Shelley Holmes has been the executive director for the Tri-County Council on Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault since 2006. Over that time, there have been changes in services offered to the community, but one constant has remained.
Shelley's leadership, I think that has been the secret to keeping the staff that we have had for over the years.
Community members, partner agencies, and co-workers gathered to celebrate Shelley's accomplishments. Through the years, Shelley has written grants and overseen fundraising for not only the Tri-County Council, but the agency-operated shelter as well.
The Sheriff's Office, we really need the services that they provide to the community, which is the ability to help victims pass the time that we deal with them.
The Tri-County Council provides victims of crime support to work through tough times. Supporting the agency and shelter is one thing Shelley would like to see the community continue even after she retires. It started off warmer today, but has taken a colder turn.
Yeah, Jessica, it really was a nice and mild morning. I was driving with my windows rolled down, and it was crazy to say, but yeah, temperatures were in the 40s, well above our average. Now, of course, a cold front came by, really cooled us off. We even had a couple of rain showers in the early morning hours, all that green showing up on the radar. That is rain. That's just ahead of that cold front. So whatever is ahead is getting some rain showers with those warmer temperatures. It's out of our region right now as temperatures have cooled off and we are back in the 20s. Look at all this cold air coming down from Canada. International Falls is at 2 degrees right now and they were in the 30s. So really a whole turn of events the last 12 hours. Earlier this morning around 41 degrees. Look at Green Bay though. 51 to start our day today, so it was a nice and pleasant start to the day. As that cold front came by, it really started to cool us off. Our average should be around 24 degrees, record high of around 48 in 1936. We were just 7 degrees shy of tying our record high temperature. Tonight, though, temperatures are going to continue to cool off. It's going to be a chilly one with a wind chill near 0 by those morning hours tomorrow. I know the weekend's around the corner, but get ready. It's going to be a chilly one.
Thank you, Conrad. Governor Evers has announced Wisconsin's Secretary of Veterans Affairs will retire at the start of the new year. Secretary Mary Kohler was appointed head of the Department of Veterans Affairs by Evers in 2019. During Kohler's time as secretary, the Department of Veterans Affairs came under scrutiny for its treatment of veterans in nursing homes and assisted living facilities where allegations of poor care and abuse have been frequent. Kohler also co-chaired a commission created by the governor to address issues that disproportionately affect veterans, such as addiction, homelessness, and mental health disorders. The group's work resulted in $10 million in targeted funding from the governor's office earlier this year. Kolar is one of several cabinet secretaries, including the state's health secretary and secretary of Department of Natural Resources, to announce their retirement since Evers' re-election in November. The Department of Defense is raising concerns over Fort McCoy multi-million dollars of repair estimates. The Department of Defense is questioning whether the $145 million of estimated damage to the barracks was caused by Afghan refugees. A report says 11 installations that housed refugees submitted repair estimates to return facilities to pre-existing conditions. More than 12,000 refugees were sent to Fort McCoy between August 2021 and February 2022. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will assess the damage to see if the conditions were like that before refugees arrived. Senior citizens and other Social Security recipients will start getting a larger monthly benefit in January. The 8.7% annual cost of living adjustment is aimed at helping them cope with high inflation. It's the largest increase in more than 40 years. It will boost retirees' monthly payments by more than $140 to an average of roughly $1,827 for 2023. About 70 million people will get the increase, which follows a 5.9% adjustment for 2022. While some people like to celebrate the new year with a few drinks, it can be dangerous if you plan to drive home later in the night. The Oneida County Sheriff's Department is reminding people to stay safe tomorrow due to the amount of people that will be out celebrating. Deputy Sheriff Michael Barron says New Year's Eve is the busiest time of the year for law enforcement.
We get a lot of reckless driving calls during this time from other concerned citizens, so we make sure we can follow up, try to locate that vehicle. If we observe driving that's concerning to us and we have violations, we're going to stop that vehicle and make sure that that driver's safe to operate on the roadway.
Driving under the influence can get you up to 6 years in prison and a lifetime license revocation for subsequent offenses. More severe penalties apply if injury or death is a result.
We want you guys to make a safe plan to get home, whether it's using your friends as a designated driver or having that person you can call to come pick you up. If you're out celebrating, which we, support, we just want you guys to get home safe.
Some ways to prevent these accidents is to use services like taxis or other public transportation. Having a designated driver to take you home is also another good way. There are many nonprofit organizations that have a specific goal in mind. One nonprofit in Rhinelander's goal is to simply help the community in some way, and they're doing that in various ways. Newswatch 12's Morgan Johnson joins us in studio with more. Morgan.
Jessica, you're right. The Hodag 10s was created by two women in Rhinelander, and they're doing whatever they can to support people in need and also helping them have fun. Here's a few ways they're accomplishing that goal. A few years ago, friends Caitlin Edwardson and Robin Metz had an idea.
We started to just help around the community little by little, and then we decided to go bigger and bigger and bigger.
They were already doing the work of a community organization, so why not make it official? In February 2021, the Hodag 10s was established. Now the two women and their kids are using the sled hubs they created.
It's super slippery, and once you just start going, you just slide.
This is the second year of the sled hubs, which can be found at Northwood Golf Club Sled Hill and Soraka Park in Rhinelander.
The sled hubs are getting utilized all the time. We're getting new sleds put in all the time. The one at the golf course is getting used. When Caitlin and Robin aren't working with the sled hubs, they're helping to fill the free pantries located across town.
We see a lot of families come with their children to help stock the pantry, which is amazing.
In order to keep the sled hubs and pantries going, they need the community's help, but that's not a problem.
Everybody's been very respectful and receptive, helpful.
I do hope they continue. As long as we continue to get sleds donated, they should have a very long life out here.
The sled hubs and food pantries are open for anyone in the community to use. Jessica?
Thank you, Morgan. Being inside more during the colder weather can cause issues for those suffering from winter allergies. We'll have a look at how to combat that. And flu activity is dropping. We'll have the details after weather with Conrad.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
Carpet City.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Did your holiday hosting create a couple extra stains in your carpet? Or do you just need an update for your old flooring? Come to Carpet City Flooring Center and start your year off right with free carpet installation. That's right, free carpet installation. If money is a little tight, Carpet City Flooring Center can help make your project affordable with interest-free financing. Get your free carpet installation today.
Carpet City, our prices will floor you.
At Chevy, the holidays mean going places and doing things you love to do with friends and family. Visit your local Chevy dealer, and when you find your red tag, you find your deal. Then make the most of your time with the people who matter most. Find new moments, find new roads. Find your red tag and get $1,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $2,500 cash allowance. Visit WisconsinChevyDealers.com.
Did you know Master Force has thousands of tools at Menards? Any tool you want, we have. There are hammers, drills, pliers, levels, wrenches, grinders, sanders, compressors, nailers, workbenches, blowers, chainsaws, floor jacks, knee pads, work lights, fans. And that's just a taste. Come check out the wide range of products from Master Force, exclusively at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Surprise! It's a new Buick.
You got me a new Buick?
Oh, and there are more gifts inside.
You got me the head-up display.
Wow! It's a massaging seat.
Okay, what next?
Alexa, turn on holiday lights.
This year, give the gift of technology in every Buick SUV.
It's the holidays. Get 3.99% APR and no monthly payments for 90 days on these Buick SUV models. Visit your North Central Wisconsin Buick dealer.
Welcome back, guys. It's our last Friday of 2022. Pretty wet one out there. Earlier this morning, we had lots of that snow melting away. Kind of looked like this. We were thawing out, but guess what happened after? Cold front came by, cooled us off, and now everything is an ice skating rink outside. Cloudy skies at the moment. We did have a little bit of rain earlier this morning. Long gone. Now it is pretty much close to Ohio at the moment, right ahead of that cold front. Lingering right here, indicated here in the green. Those are some rain showers, and just behind it, cold, cold air. But our next low pressure system pretty much hovering right here to the west. Now starting to really intensify, and then as it continues to push north and east, it's going to start to develop Monday night into Tuesday. That is when we're going to get a little bit of precipitation. We're also going to get a couple of flurries tomorrow night into the early morning hours on Sunday. So for our New Year's, get ready. A couple of flurries will be in the area. And then once again, we have a little bit more of an interesting weather pattern Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday morning. As Monday night looks like it's going to be a little bit more of a freezing rain event into a wintry mix. On Tuesday, transitioning to some snow as temperatures start to cool off, and then some snow on the back end. Still too early to say how much we're going to get, but possibly a couple of inches will be falling. Visibilities are a bit low right now. We're coming in at around 7 miles here in town. Same thing in Anago, coming in with a 7-mile visibility. Remember just 24 hours ago how foggy it got? It looked like a ghost town outside with some places near 0 visibility. Well, that's going to be the case again tonight as really dense fog starts to develop later on tonight and then lingering into the morning hours tomorrow. But hey, if you like roller coasters, Six Flags is closed, but the roller coaster is not, with temperatures 41 degrees earlier this morning. Look what happens later on today, 8 degrees. That's actually going to be that morning temperature tomorrow. So a big 180 at temperatures, 41 and rain, melting that snow, and then 8 degrees and shivering temperatures with a wind chill close to 0 by tomorrow morning. So get ready, bundle up. I know you guys have some plans for New Year's Eve. That cold front is continuing to move east. Right now it's pretty much in Ohio with some 50s and 60s in the area, but not for long. As it continues to move east, everybody will get in on some colder weather moving in from Canada right now. Not as cold as what we saw last week, but still definitely some below average temperatures at that. 22 degrees here in town right now, pretty much 20s across the area. A couple of teens in the region, but overall, mostly 20s at the moment. Look at Iron Mountain, though. They are still hovering at around 32. Same thing in Marquette. But as that wind continues to shift, they're going to quickly cool off, especially into those overnight hours tonight. A little bit of wind mixed in with those temperatures. It's feeling a lot colder than that. Feels like we're in the teens at the moment. So not as cold, you know, we are in the Northwoods, but still cooler air will be moving in starting Wednesday into the Thursday time frame. After that, snow and rain starts to move out, and then by Friday, back into those near average temperatures. Our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show that low pressure system Tuesday into Wednesday. Then we clear up. Cold temperatures continue to stick around into end of next week. Jessica?
The flu season hit harder and faster than normal, but it now appears to be on the decline. According to new CDC data, hospital admissions for influenza last week dropped nationwide for the third week in a row. Almost 19,000 people were hospitalized with the flu last week. That's down from a season high of more than 26,000 the week after Thanksgiving. The numbers do not yet include data on flu activity following the holiday. The CDC estimates that as of last week, there have been at least 20 million illnesses, 210,000 hospitalizations, and 13,000 deaths from the flu this season. If you're allergic to pollen, you may be getting a break from the sniffles and sneezes, but when the temperatures dip, many face another foe. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains how to cope with winter allergies.
If you think allergies only strike in the spring, summer, and fall, think again. Winter is a prime time for perennial allergens.
So those are the ones from our furried fat pets. They're from mold and dust mites typically.
If you have a runny nose, are sneezing, have watery, itchy eyes or nose, are coughing, and these symptoms linger for weeks, you may be suffering from indoor allergies. Let's start with pet dander. They're cute and cuddly, but if you're feeling sneezy after being around a cat or dog, keep them off furniture, especially your bed. Cleveland Clinic allergist Dr. Sandra Hong says antihistamines can help.
If you leave someone's home with a cat and you're allergic to them and you go home and you sit on your favorite couch that's upholstered and you just hang out there and you lay down, that cat protein will linger there for 4 months.
That's why Hong says showering and changing clothes after being around someone else's pet is a good idea. If you're allergic to dust mites, you may wake up stuffy. Hong says adding an air purifier in the bedroom may help and says to use high-efficiency air filters to clean dust from the air and replace them frequently. Vacuum carpets or wet mop hard floors often, and put covers that help keep allergens from collecting on mattresses, pillows, and comforters. If symptoms don't improve or you have trouble breathing, see a doctor.
There are so many different things that can be used to treat your allergies and make you feel a whole lot better.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
Did you know you can start your 4-year degree locally and get the same college experience closer to home? From the moment you step onto our campus, we'll be there for you, supporting your dreams, saving you money, and giving you a well-rounded academic and social experience with student housing, clubs, sports, and leadership opportunities. With NTC's liberal arts transfer degree, you can start here and go anywhere, including guaranteed transfer to UW-Madison. North Central Technical College. Transferability made easy.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Get up to 80% off list prices during our huge inventory reduction sale at Slumberland Furniture. $20 million worth of furniture and mattresses must go. Lowest prices around on TV consoles, recliners, bar stools, sofas, mattresses, and lots more. Get the deal of a lifetime on clearance, one-of-a-kinds, scratch and dents, and more. Stores are packed with merchandise that must go. Up to 80% off at the huge inventory reduction sale on now at Slumberland Furniture.
You've decided to go back to school. Good for you. So, which would you rather do?
Get up early, get dressed, drive to college, find a parking spot, walk across campus, only to sit in a giant lecture hall, or earn your degree from home with Independence University.
I have two small children, a 10-year-old and a 4-year-old, so the online format and the flexibility was a must.
I could work at my own pace, and I was still able to take care of my kids while going to school.
We'll even provide you with a new laptop and tablet to keep when you graduate, and a personal student success team.
I have had such personalized attention, and it's an online degree.
If I had a question on the coursework, I always got my answer within an hour or two.
I will never be able to express what I owe this institution.
Independence University. Online, but never alone.
Call 1-800-879-1493. 1-800-879-1493.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
The countdown is on to ring in the new year. If you're still looking for something to do, there are a variety of events happening in our area. A nonprofit education center in Eagle River is holding a fun event for the whole family. Trees for Tomorrow is having a candlelight hike through the forest trail. It costs $5 per person and includes a s'mores kit and hot chocolate. The hike kicks off at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow night at the center located at 519 East Sheridan Street. Woodruff is hosting its New Year's Eve family-friendly celebration. Tomorrow night, Woodruff Town Hall is holding the event. There will be sledding, ice skating, horse-drawn wagon rides, food, and a fireworks display. The Let's Minocqua Visitors Bureau and Chamber of Commerce is sponsoring that display. The event begins at 3 p.m. and the fireworks kick off at 7. This weekend, Hodag Park will be ringing in the new year with a bang. The Lights of the Northwoods will be hosting a firework display on New Year's Day. The Hodag Park fireworks begin at 7 p.m. Sunday night. The light display includes the drive and walking path will be shortened during that time. The nonprofit is asking everyone to arrive early and allow time for parking. We'll have one final check of the forecast after the break, but first, here's a look at today's big old fish.
Newswatch 12's Big Old Fish is brought to you by Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Minocqua.
They're both marvelous.
What do you call a fish wearing a necktie? Sophisticated. Sorry, guys. I was told to keep it sophisticated this week because we are announcing this season's winner for Big Old Fish. And this season's winner for Big Old Fish is Bradley Noir from Riverside, Illinois. So let me be the first to congratulate you, Bradley. That was one big old fish. Way to go, and keep on reeling them in. And I'd like to take a second to thank all of you for sending in your submissions this season. It truly is a fun segment to put together, especially seeing all the smiling faces in the photos after catching these big old fish. What's even more gratifying is seeing the photos parents have sent in of their children who've discovered fishing and reeled in their own big old fish. Brings back a lot of good memories from my childhood. Well, with all of that said, I hope you've all enjoyed the segment this season. And after reeling them in, I hope you continue to send them on into us. Till next season, be happy, be well, and keep on reeling them in. All right, fishermen and women, make sure to keep those trophy pictures coming. All the information you need to be in a future episode of Big Old Fish and win a Norling Taxidermy fish mount is on our website, WJFW.com. And remember, anglers, fish on.
Furniture and Appliance Mart is having its biggest New Year's mattress sale ever. This weekend only. Save over $1,300 instantly on Beautyrest Select mattresses. Or get 5 years no-interest financing on all Purple and Tempur-Pedic mattresses at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
The holidays are for making memories. And you can count on Honda to help you make them. Whether it's in a capable Ridgeline, adventurous CRV, a rugged Passport, or a dynamic Pilot. Start making memories of your own with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Bulger Cremation and Funeral Services in Woodruff.
Attention Medicare customers with diabetes. Now you can stop the painful pricking of your fingers with a continuous glucose monitor. And they're covered by Medicare if you qualify. Call right now for free information.
Start the new year off right during the final days of the Ford Shine Bright sales event. Don't miss your chance to choose from a great selection of new Ford vehicles in stock and ready for delivery. Or place a custom order, lock in your rate, and you're protected. Plus, new inventory is still arriving daily, so you could drive one home today. This season, choose Flex Buy on a 2022 Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% financing for 66 months at your local Ford dealer. And shine bright.
From the moments that shape our lives to those that shape our days, broadcasters are there, delivering the most trusted news that keeps you informed when it matters. We are your neighbors, a trusted voice, a lifeline. We are broadcasters. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Our Newswatch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most to the North Woods. NBC Newswatch 12, from where you live.
Furniture and Appliance Mart is having its biggest New Year's mattress sale ever. This weekend only. Save over $1,300 instantly on Beauty Rest Select mattresses. Or get 5 years no interest financing on all Purple and Tempur-Pedic mattresses at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
Well, it's a colder day out there. Definitely a change from yesterday. Yeah. Felt like you could wear your T-shirt out, you know.
Yeah, it felt like spring, right? Things started to melt. We were in the lower 40s, and then now a whole 180. We're starting to cool off once again. Winter is back. We're back into the 20s. Taking a look outside, yeah, pretty much 20s across the area. Couple of teens in some isolated locations. Look at Iron Mountain and Marquette, though, still close to that freezing mark, but not for long. As that cold front continues to push east, everybody is going to get in on some colder weather. Jessica, I know you're from Ohio. Yeah. They're in those mid-50s right now, but big changes are on the way very shortly. There's also a little bit more snow on the way tomorrow night. Mostly a trace to half an inch, but the bigger story is Monday into Tuesday, mostly into Wednesday. So get ready for that. And then temperatures start to really cool off after that.
Something to look forward to.
It is winter.
Thank you, Conrad. We'll see you back here at 10.
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers and Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio.
With New Year's right around the corner and all the football get-together,